Ravanachari Yamuna Ravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Harinama Sankirtana ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam class ki jai, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhagavatam class. And am I audible sufficiently? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Fine.
Yes, Prabhu. Right.
So let me start with the prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nasta Prayestu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Hare Krishna. So today's verse is 3.9.12. So before getting into the verse, let us see how we have progressed to this level. So we have discussed the first canto, second canto. Now we are in third canto. So the first canto and the second canto, we all aware of. And this third canto is basically divided into two parts. So the first part covers up to 16 chapters out of 13 chapters. And there are 1368 slokas are there. So out of that, now we are in 3.9.12. So let us understand the background of this third canto. The third canto name is the status quo. The status quo means after all this creation, the Lord wants to, not the Lord and the pure devotees and the Lord's will wants to understand what exactly that particular amendment is happening. That means the creation and then dissolution and then again creation and again dissolution. So this is like a government making some amendment. So after passing some amendment, what is the status of that particular amendment? All the authorities will sit together and then they discuss on all these aspects. So when like that discussion here in spiritual world also, the discussion is happening between. I'll just quickly tell about the third canto. That was my interest. Yes, this is between Maitreya gives so much of details about universal form. Already in the first canto and second canto we have discussed, but what is the present condition? We need more detailed information about this. For that reason, this third canto helps us. And then appearance of Brahma. So that is what presently where we are. So the appearance of Brahma and his sages. So all these things we have been discussing presently. And the second portion of the part 2 of this third canto is the demons and the first avatars, Varaha and Kapila. These are the prime focus of this third canto. In that we have done with 8 chapters. That is questions by Vidura, remembrance of Lord Krishna, the Lord's pastimes out of Vrindavana, Vidura approaches Maitreya, Vidura talks with Maitreya, creation of the universal form, further inquiries by the Vidura, manifestation of Brahma from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So these are the 8 topics which we have discussed earlier. And presently we are in 9th chapter. The 9th chapter is all about Brahma's prayers for creative energy. So before this, we have discussed about the creation as well as annihilation. And then after the creation, the Brahma, after the penance, so even Brahma struggled to realize Supreme Personality of Godhead. After so many years of tapasya, he had come to the stage, and then he started, after realizing, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he started, worshipping Govinda, that is, Krishna. So all this, why we have to see, because this is the current position of our discussion. And more detail in the previous verse, what we have discussed, even the Bhagavatam, one can, realize through our, how we are hearing Bhagavatam through our ears, same way we can realize, the God also, I mean, Krishna also. So that is what the previous verse discussed, and today's verse we will get into. And after understanding, this verse, what would be our mood? Should be that, okay, Brahma giving, assurance. After understanding this, 12th sloka, the 13th sloka will give again the confirmation of what we are going to read in the, understand in the 12th sloka. So that is what all about. And let me share the today's verse. So welcome to all devotees once again. Right. Is it visible appropriately? Could you see my screen, all of you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. .9.12 Na ati prasidati tatha upachita upacharahi araditaha suraganaihi hridi bandha kamihi yad sarva bhuta dayaya asad alabhyaya ekaha nana jnaneshu avitaha sur antaha atma nati prasidati tato pachor apachari aradita suraganir hridi bandha kamahi yet sarva bhuta dayasad lobhya yaikyo nana jnaneshwa vahita srut antaratma nati prasidati tato upachito pachari aradita sura ganer hridi bandhakamaha yet sarva bhuta dayasad alabhyayiko nana jnaneshwa vahita srud antaratma nati prasidati tato upachito pachare Aradita Suragnar Pridibandhakamaya Yet Sarva Bhuta Dayasat Alabhyayakyo Jnana Jnaneshwa Vahita Srid Antaratma. Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to sing the verse? Most welcome to sing once. Otherwise, we'll go to word-to-word translation. Hare Krishna. Fine. Never. Ati, very much. Prasidati, become satisfied. Tata, as much as. Upachita, by pompous arrangement. Upachariha, with much worshipable paraphernalia. Araditaha, being worshipped. Sura Ganehi, by the celestial demigods. Hridi Bandha Kamahi, with hearts full of all sorts of material desires. Yet that which Sarva, all, Bhuta, living entities. Dayaya, to show them costless mercy. Asat, non-devotee. Alabhyaya, not being achieved. Yekaha, one without a second. Nana, various. Jnaneshu, in living entities. Avahitaha, pursued. Surat, well-wishing friend. Antaha, within. Atma, super soul. Translation. My Lord, you are not very much satisfied by the worship of the demigods who arrange your worship very pompously with various paraphernalia, but who are full of material hankerings. You are situated in everyone's heart as the super soul just to show your causeless mercy, and you are the eternal well-wisher, but you are unavailable for the non-devotees. So, purport by Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Slightly a long purport, around 5 paragraphs, I think. So quickly I'll try to read the purport, then we will get into the verse. Meaning, the demigods in the celestial heavenly planets who are appointed administrators of the material affairs are also devotees of the Lord, but at the same time, they have desires for material opulence and sense gratification. The Lord is so kind that he awards them all sorts of material happiness more than they can desire. But he is not satisfied with them because they are not pure devotees. The Lord does not want any one of his innumerable sons, the living entities, to remain in the material world of threefold miseries, to perpetually suffer the material pangs of birth, death, old age, and disease. The demigods in the heavenly planets and many devotees on this planet also want to remain in the material world as devotees of the Lord and take advantage of material happiness. They do so at risk of falling down to the lower status of existence, and this makes the Lord dissatisfied with them. Pure devotees are not desirous of any material enjoyment, nor are they averse to it. They completely dovetail their desires with the desires of the Lord and perform nothing on their personal account. Arjuna is a good example on this, on his own sentiment due to family affection. Arjuna did not want to fight, but finally, after hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he agreed to fight in the interest of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is very much satisfied with pure devotees because they do not act for sense gratification, but only in terms of the Lord's desire. As Paramatma or Super Soul, he is situated in everyone's heart, always giving everyone the chance of good counsel. Thus, everyone should take the opportunity and render transcendental loving service to him wholly and solely. The non-devotees, however, are neither like demigods nor like the pure devotees, but are averse to the transcendental relationship with the Lord. They have revolted against the Lord and must perpetually undergo the reactions of their own activities. Bhagavad Gita 4.11 states, Ye yatamam prabhadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham. Although the Lord is equally kind to every living being, the living beings for their own part are able to please the Lord to either a greater or lesser extent. The demigods are called Sakama devotees, or devotees with material desires in mind, while the pure devotees are called Nishkama devotees because they have no desires for their personal interest. The Sakama devotees are self-interested because they do not think of others and therefore they are not able to satisfy the Lord perfectly, whereas the pure devotees take the missionary responsibility of turning non-devotees into devotees, and they are therefore able to satisfy the Lord more than the demigods. The Lord is unmindful of the devotee, non-devotees, although he is sitting within everyone's heart as well-wisher and super soul. However, he also gives them the chance to receive his mercy through his pure devotees who are engaged in missionary activities. Sometimes the Lord himself descends for missionary activities as he did in the form of Lord Chaitanya, but mostly he sends his bona fide representatives, and thus he shows his causeless mercy towards the non-devotees. The Lord is so satisfied with his pure devotees that he wants to give them the credit for missionary success. Although he could do the work personally, this is the sign of his satisfaction with his pure Nishkama devotees compared to the Sakama devotees. By such transcendental activities, the Lord simultaneously becomes free from the charge of partially and exhibits his pleasure with the devotees. Partiality. Now a question arises: if the Lord is sitting in the hearts of non-devotees, why are they not moved to become devotees? It may be answered that the stubborn non-devotees are like the barren land or alkaline field where no agricultural activities can be successful. As part and parcel of the Lord, every individual living entity has a minute quantity of independence, and by misuse of this minute independence, the non-devotees commit offense after offense to both the Lord and his pure devotees engaged in missionary work. As a result of such acts, they become a barren as an alkaline field where there is no strength to produce. So here the purport ends for 3.9.12. So I stop sharing here. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaskurun Vilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Sthabitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaisnavamcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschasya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome to today's session. We read wonderful verse and the purport by Srila Prabhupada. So let us try to meditate or contemplate on the purport which is given by Srila Prabhupada. So in the first paragraph, it is being discussed. Even the demigods, though they are in a very good administrative position, Lord is not satisfied with their service. Whatever it may be the service rendered by that particular demigod also, because they have some stinge of desire, material desire, sakama. So about that we will discuss in detail. It is like in one of the lecture I heard how the parents show the love and affection to the child, right? Suppose the child having severe, cold and cough, or the child is having examination, right? The child will come and cry and request the parents, right? Oh my dear mother, please allow me to play for some extra time. Oh my dear father, please allow me to have ice cream and chocolate, though I am not well. So the mother will be so merciful. She will be so soft in nature. Oh my child, she could not tolerate the child suffering, or the request. That is a tendency of a mother or a woman. But father is so strong, very stubborn. No, it is not at all possible. Father will think always long term perspective. So that is the message Lord gives. But even though though the demigods are worshipping and engaged in so much of activities, still they have that a stinge of material desire. So Lord is not pleased. How the father is not pleased by the child request, because father knows what is the present position of the child. So that is the fact here one should understand. But the father that means the devotee father like to give the more precious thing. These all are very small, petty things, playing extra time and something higher than that the father wants to give. So that is what the mood of a father and supreme father. And the father dissatisfied with such an act. If any mother recommends, okay, let them watch movie, let them, play for some time during examination. So all this, kind of atmosphere we can see in a Grahastha family. And the real Suddha Bhakti means what? So that is what the personality of Lord requires. That means the Suddha Bhakti means rising up early in the morning and then holding the bead bag immediately and then chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then during Ekadasi day, fasting, and many devotees are attending very sincerely, every day, Bhagavatam class, which I am not qualified. I am not attending like that. So all this is called Suddha Bhakti. So that is what the Supreme Personality of Godhead expects from a child. And the perfect example is Arjuna. See, Arjuna is a devotee. Before becoming a pure devotee, he had this sakama karma. That means he has got a stinge of attachment to the worldly affairs. He's my grandfather. He's my so and so, and he's my so and so. All these impurities were there. Then finally he agreed, and to please the Lord, he started fighting. So that is what the Lord needs. That means he fights for the sake of Lord. That should be the mood of the pure devotee. That is what here emphasized. Otherwise, Lord never being pleased. We cannot please the Lord. Other than pleasing, no other condition. So if you give this, then only not like that. Unconditionally, the Arjuna surrendered and he executed for the sake of the Lord. So that mode is the Suddha Bhakti being defined here. And devotees always in Suddha Bhakti, maintaining 4 regulative principles. We know, see, we have been seeing how the Siksha program being, given. Initially overnight, nobody will come to the stage of, initiation like that. So the Suddha Bhakti means minimum they have to maintain a 4 regulative principle, and then they will attain, to certain level of progress. Then only the temple administration will allow them. So that means this is a path, towards the Suddha Bhakti. Even Prabhupada, pastimes, one devotee asked Prabhupada, for regulative principle I am trying to follow, still I have some, impurities in that. Still I don't have confident whether I will follow, or occasionally I will do some kind of offenses with this 4 regulative principle. Can you give initiation? Prabhupada strictly told no. Minimum 4 regulative principle. Then what to think of, the Shuddha Bhakti. So that is what the mercy of pure devotee. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart, but non-devotees will not come to the platform of acceptance, right? So it is like, see, being, I'm into, the teaching profession. So I can take my own example only, right? So then the question rises. See, in the classroom, the same teacher, the same syllabus, and the same university or the same, board of studies, right? Every student is studying in the same classroom, but only some group of, some percentage of people only can shine in the studies, and remaining, another portion of the people average, and another portion of, people are below average, like that. The same class teacher, the same, syllabus, and everything is same, but still there is a, difference. So why all this, difference? So the answer is, the purport says, but devotee understands in 2 different ways. So one is Lord, Lord is equal for all, no doubt about it, right? But here the chapter 4th, purport reference being given. What is the actual, purpose of this 4.11 Bhagavad Gita verse? Here they have, given the explanation for relating to that, how Lord is not partial, but how he is partial to their level of, realization. Lord is not partial, but their level of realization is different. Their returns also in that way. See, the Sakama devotees are self-interested, no doubt about it. In the beginning only we have discussed. Nishkama devotees are desires for, not for personal desire. So there is no personal desire. So example here, in one of the lecture I hear, say initially Draupadi, right? She was in, this Sakama. Draupadi, she had, the proudness. I have, 5, most qualified husband in this, world. So like that. So when she was in danger, when she attempts, to protect herself, finally nobody has, come to protect her. Finally, she realized that, helpless situation. Even for us also, we think that yes, we all are devotees. No, at least, for me, we have that mood. Yes, we all are. I mean, I am a devotee, but let me, feel proud about, yeah, this is my bank balance. Let me feel proud, this is my car which I am, riding. Let me feel proud, oh, I am well settled. I am, having a own house, and in Bangalore I have this so and so property. All this satisfaction will be there, or minimum. I have LIC policy. I have a medical insurance. All this mood will be there, but we should be mindful that mood of Draupadi, when finally what she felt, or Gajendra, we all know, right? Gajendra fell at the fag end of helplessness. So that mood one should come to practice. And another example also being quoted nowadays. This is the sharing of senior devotees. I'm not qualified to share this, but I will try to reproduce as it is. See, nowadays, 1 week, Bhagavad Gita and sloka recitation competition. Many people, recite sloka, all 700 slokas, left, right, center, everything, they do. And some people will tell, yes, I have, attended these 8 days, Bhagavad Gita, all this and all. But how? But the percentage of, the realization is not even, less than 1%. So that is what senior Vaishnavas mood is to, bring up non-devotee to the devotees level, right? How much percentage we realize, that is very, very important. And how much we realize that helplessness, like how Draupadi felt, the helplessness at the fag end of, her, danger. Same way, even devotee, the true devotee, the pure devotee will have the mood always that, helplessness. He never think, no, I have this balance, I have that. Let us take, another example, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, at the age of he traveled, to US, right? Western world, not only US, he traveled all across, the globe. The point here is that mood of a pure devotee should be always this, helplessness. Otherwise, we cannot claim that I have progressed, I know all these, 700 slokas or, these many Bhagavatam, slokas, all these things are okay. But how much percentage we realize this helplessness? And another example, we go to demigod. Oh God, we go with the big, list. We go to Srirangam, we go to Tirupati, we go to Ganesha on, Ganesh Chaturthi. Yes, we can, go and meet them. Nothing wrong in that. But the point is what you are putting across them is derived from Sri Krishna only. That one should be mindful. So why to waste our time, going, and they are so merciful. Oh God, give me, this particular wealth. Oh God, give me this particular, marriage. Oh God, please, remove that astrology problem. Oh God, do this, homa, that, this, everything. But the pure devotee should be mindful with that helplessness. So even in detail, we will discuss about all these things, right? And then Arjuna also a perfect example. So he executed his job for the sake of Krishna, not for, his own sake. When he was lamenting, oh my, I only killed my brother, I only killed my brother Karna, like that. So there Krishna explains, see, you have not killed him, you are only an instrument. I have sent your mother and everything, he, when showing the Virat Rupa, so he explained everything to, Arjuna. Then he realized, oh, my supreme personality of Godhead. So I was so, full of, Ajnana, right? So like that. And pure devotee, use this example, right? Where there is Krishna, there is no job for Maya. Once, when in the beginning, stage of GBC, all the devotees, senior devotees, disciples of Prabhupada, and many country and continent-wise devotees went with so much of problem, and they told, some of associate told Prabhupada, there are so many problems in our missionary act, like that. Prabhupada replied in one sentence: there is no so many problems. Only one problem is lack of Krishna consciousness. If the Krishna consciousness is full, there won't be any problem. So that was the response from Prabhupada. Even we have difference of opinion and difference of everything, but the mindfulness is what is that helplessness. So we are nothing in front of the Lord. That mood is most important thing after hearing and after following all these things. So the pure devotees take this job for this missionary responsibility. So after hearing all these things, the Shuddha Bhakti, we have been telling. The Shuddha Bhakti means what? Right? Patita Pavana. See, what is the mood of Prabhupada? He is not going for any of his self-interest. With any self-interest, he did not go to Western countries. See, at the age of 70, physically he is weak. And also the Western countries, the language is different. And our feel they have already, so deep rooted into this, Maya. So there, how to go and, preach the Gurus and Krishna's instruction. That is what the real mood of a devotee should be. So Lord, how Arjuna realized, so I am only an instrument in this. Oh Krishna, you are the, causes of the cause. So many glorification. That this is one of the glorification from, Brahma. He's, sharing his realization. This prayer not only for, Brahma, even see for Brahma this prayer, then what about, us, especially person like me. So it is very, very important, message to come to the stage of, this helplessness. Therefore they satisfy the Lord more than the demigods. So this Patita Pavana, this mood, see, Lord is, so generous. So he only executed everything. See, through Arjuna, and he says gently, "Oh Arjuna, come and stand with me and take selfie and take all the credit to you." So we all know, see, Lord only executed everything, but the realization is Lord sends his, representatives like Prabhupada, no doubt about it, like Arjuna, right? Like entire, our ISKCON, system, Bhakti Vriksha, or initiation process, or book distribution, process, deity worship process. You take anything, the helplessness, should come out of all this activity what we have been, doing. So as my request, for big, one time chanting for all these, ISKCON missionary responsible people, those who are organizing, the entire congregation. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Otherwise, it is not, that easy to come to the platform of, spreading this Krishna consciousness all over the world. It is not that easy, by any individual. It is purely a Lord's plan, nothing else. That should be, very firm faith one should have in this. And Lord is, but another question arises. Lord is sitting in the hearts of non-devotees also. Why they are not moved? Why they are not moved to become devotee? Yes, all these things I'm accepting, whatever, Brahma's realization. But again, the question arises is why still, some or many people are not becoming devotee? Because see, again, I'll take the student teacher example only. See, many parents, take admission for their ward and they are sending every day to the college. But some complaints are coming, sir, sir or madam, my son is going to college every day. But there is a SMS and the letter message from the authorities says that my son is absent for 1 week, my son or daughter absent for 2 weeks, like that. See, he has taken admission, but they are not mindful of the purpose of, going to the college to get the education, right? They have so many other, attraction and outside, this place. So what to say for that, right? That is what, the special cases, right? And before getting into this question, so let us focus more into this 4.11 purport. It is very important. That is not lost. And before that paragraph of or purport. See, this verse focuses, everyone is searching for Krishna in different aspects of his manifestation. So, as we told, see, Lord is seated in everyone's heart, even non-devotee and devotee. We have been discussed so many things about, devotees and how the Lord manifest and how the Lord is merciful, all those things. Now, deeper understanding, Prabhupada quotes here, there are 3 levels of realizing absolute truth. What are those 3 levels of absolute, truth? And one point before getting into this topic, and some devotees understands, Lord will reciprocate in different forms like Rama and different forms of, Krishna, right? Balrama. So like that, and Narayana, they worship, different, forms of the Lord. But here the actual understanding is there are different devotees with different levels of understanding. There are three levels of realization. Here Prabhupada quotes. One is Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and Bhagavan realization. So who realizes Krishna fully is only a pure devotee. Who is a pure devotee? We will discuss. And out of these three processes, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization. That should be the mindful message here. Anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. So all these three levels of people trying to please Krishna directly or indirectly, or knowingly or unknowingly. So here there are few categories mentioned here. With fruitive workers, the reciprocation with a different degree, right? So though the Lord, this question, what we have discussed, Lord is seated in everyone's hearts, no doubt about it. But we should understand, this particular point. For fruitive workers, Lord is Yajneshwara, right? Yajnapati. For fruitive workers, I will do this yajna, I will get, this so and so benefit, Yajneshwara. And impersonalist. For impersonalist, Lord is Brahmajyoti. And for yogis, Lord is mystic power. Prabhupada always refutes, doing, penance for 20 years, 40 years, or many yugas. Finally, what to achieve is some mystic power. What is the value of this mystic power is just sitting here and telling what is happening in US, airport, and what is moving around there, all these things. Prabhupada gives this yogic power is always, taking a flight and going there and seeing it. It will happen within 1 hour or 2 hours or whatever the time it demands. But even this level also not advisable for the devotees. Next, what with devotees realization? This is very important. With devotees, the 5 primary rasas will be emanates or will come out with pure devotees. What are those 5 rasas? We all know Santa rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Madhurya rasa, right? All these 5 rasas will give with, again, the devotees in different stages. Yes, we all are devotees, no doubt about it. So what are the different stages here more elaborately, discussed by Prabhupada. And without coming to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remains imperfect, right? So I will become yogi, I will become impersonalist, I will become, what is that, fruity worker, Sakama. They are also there, the celestial planet, Indra, Chandra, all you have got, so much of, administrative power. Lord provides everything, but without coming to highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect. Everyone depends upon his mercy for success. Yes, everybody. Oh Lord, you give me this, you give me that. Oh God, you remove this, problem from me. All those things are okay, but that is also coming from Krishna. That one should be mindful. All kinds of spiritual process for, but different degrees of success on the same path. So everything derived from Krishna, but different success level is there. As I quoted another example, in the same classroom, same syllabus, divided into 3 categories. One is above average, average, and below average. Same teacher, same syllabus, but their level of realization. Their distraction is so much. There are so many worldly affairs attracts the students not to go to that highest stage. So that is what the practical thing also. And also Prabhupada quotes from that 4.11 verse to Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.10. That is Akama Sarva Kamo. So here the perfect example Prabhupada quotes gopis, right? The gopis not even aspiring for liberation like Mayavadis. That is not the pure devotee is not even demanding for liberation. They are fully akama. That means they are not in the stage of kama. They are in the akama. Because see, we all know the Krishna's headache, pastimes. So the devotees, even the demigod, Narada Muni went to all the planet, Brahmaloka and Kailasha and all other, Indra, heavenly planet. So he went everywhere and he requested. So this is what the request from, Lord Krishna. So could you give, dust off your feet? No. Then everybody, they have still, but the pure devotee, the gopis, does not care, the gopas and the gopis, because they are above all this, right? They are called nishkama karmis. So that is the stage. Yes, I want to fill my tummy, so I'm see the Lord's creation. Because of my free will, I have come here. I need food to eat. Okay, you take, prasada, right? Lord is so merciful. So that is, akama karma. So otherwise, still in the sakama. So that is a problem with, karma kandis in all these things. Say Brahma Jyoti can also exhibition of karma spirit only. See, the Mayavadis worship, the Lord for what? For attaining, what is it? Liberation. That is Brahma Jyoti. That is also, should be given by Krishna. That one should be mindful. But like person like Arjuna, a pure devotee is aspirant for the satisfaction for the Lord, not for any personal benefit. Right? Initially, even Arjuna also has this, sakama, uh, kama spirit. But after hearing, from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, then he agreed to fight. See that this agreeing nature has come since he has become a devotee. That then it has become then it has become a akama, exhibited in the spiritual world, or in that mood. So Krishna needs only our mood. Now we will come back to the question of, now a question arises: if the Lord is sitting in the hearts of non-devotees, why are they not moved to become devotees? So I gave in 4.11 examples. So the classroom example. So it depends on different levels. Okay, all these three groups also okay. And what about this another group? Here, it may be answered that, stubborn non-devotees are like barren land. Stubborn non-devotees like barren land means some students will not get into college only. They will be in a different world. I will take, one real world example only. One student, he did not come to college, and parents also some extent, they are ignorant to monitor where our the children is going. And college also once or twice they have sent notice, your ward is absent for college from the beginning, something and all they have sent. But totally due to this particular nature of student, he was caught into some betting activity of this cricket match and all those things, and taking money from stealing money from parents and borrowing money from other students and some teachers also. And finally we came to know that one that boy committed suicide because of this external uh, pressure. So like that, here it is being compared barren land. See, the barren land, one of the senior devotee he shared, um, during his childhood, they goes to field. So one corner there is a paddy, and in another corner there is a soap bubbles kind of a thing which is coming out of field. So from field, all these kind of things, agricultural field, these kind of changes are happening. Here Prabhupada uses the word it's called barren land or alkaline field. So those who have studied chemistry, they may aware of what is this nature of alkaline. So the alkaline is the pH value which is above 7. In simple term, which the acid level is more in this particular property of this particular thing. And like a soda. So the property of this is like, we have baking soda and some soda for, washing cloth, like that. So such a mixture, what it will do, it will completely, kill the property of the, that particular land. And finally, it is, which is infertile, for any crops. You cannot do any crops over there, where no agricultural activities can be successful. As part and parcel of the Lord, every individual living entity has minute quantity of independence, and by misuse of this minute independence, the non-devotees commit offense after offense to both the Lord and his pure devotees engaged in missionary work. So as I mentioned that one of the students who is engaged into all this, betting activity, finally he end up with, committing a suicide, and it is a big, uh, thing, for the parents as well as, the college atmosphere. As a result of such act, they become barren as an alkaline field where there is no strength to produce. So we cannot, beyond a point, we cannot. One of the point is that, beyond a point, we cannot, preach to the, some, group of people. They are called non-devotees, right? That means 4 people, come to temple, and 4 people who will not come to temple or Krishna consciousness. We know, that quality. But Lord reciprocates to them also. Even for Hiranyakashipu, Lord reciprocates, in that. Even for Putana, Lord reciprocates, in that way. So whatever the mood, Lord is the Bhavagrahi. It doesn't mean that Lord does not have any mercy on them. Lord has got mercy, but the person is what, in the chain of, punarapi marana, punarapi, jananam. So when the person falling into this category of, consciousness, Lord cannot help beyond certain, point, right? And the alkali. So I just gone through the Oxford Dictionary. Here the sentence example for alkaline they are given: an alkaline soil. So the soil with so much of pH value where you cannot get any crops out of such a sand. So that is what, the purport says, and the purport ends here. So if at all anything wrong from my end, please forgive me. And it's a small attempt how a baby, if you throw a baby and catch a baby, how the reaction of the baby. So my mood is like that. So if there is any offenses, if there is any rajasic way of, conveying, forgive me. Hare Krishna. So we'll take any questions for another 5 minutes. Another 5 minutes are there. It is more about, the beyond a point. Even Prabhupada went, all over the world, right? So immediately they were taken. It is purely from the Lord's will that helplessness, one should, come to the stage that the helplessness, that is a prime focus. One or a devotee should focus on this. A small stinge will vanish. That material attachment. Yes. If there is no questions, then we can.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nicely you explained with example. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thanks for your.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The college example, what you gave, it was very nice. The same class and same the teacher, lecturer, and everything, same environment.
Yes.
Very nice examples, and everything was very nice. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Fine. Thanks for sharing your, realization, because Prabhupada gives this in that mood. So that is what.
Yes, Prabhuji. Even Draupadi's example was very much proper. That with such strong husbands also,
Yes.
nobody could help them but Krishna. But that's what we will think, that yes, I have money and I have such and such person, such relatives, but nobody will be of help at the time of crisis.
That should be the mood of a pure devotee. That is what the example, Prabhupada gives. Draupadi, Arjuna, right? They realized. They all realized. So we should pray, with the mercy, with only the Lord's mercy and pure devotee's mercy. And Krishna says, he sends, his representatives. Arjuna, you take the credit. Who did the complete, Mahabharata? Krishna himself. But the credit goes to Arjuna. Arjuna, you come and stand with me, take selfie. You take. Jai Prabhupada, the Prabhupada knows, who is the reason for the entire, ISKCON manifestation. It is purely, because of Lord's, will only. Otherwise, it is not at all possible. Right? We may accept, Prabhupada as equivalent, but Prabhupada will not accept. This is purely, we all know the Prabhupada, poem, what he had written, Jaladuta. So I am puppet in your hand. You just make me to tell me to dance, I will dance. You tell me to sing, I will sing. That is a perfect mood of pure devotee. Thanks for your, realization and sharing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
धन्यवाद।
चांट अच्छा लगता है प्रभु जी, बीच बीच में चांट जब होता है हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम
हरे राम।
बहुत आनंद है। थैंक यू प्रभु, दंडवत प्रणाम हम सबके तरफ से।
दूसरा रास्ते नहीं है।
हरे
The objective of Krishna is chanting of Maha Mantra. Lord will respond, no doubt of it. We will be away from that fear.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Fine. Thank you. Thanks for attending. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, and thanks for temple authorities for giving me this chance, and Vidura Prabhu, Anadi Prabhu, and all temple authorities. If at all any mistake from this class, so once again I am ready to correct if there is anything. You are most welcome to share your comments with me. So we will end the session. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Fine.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shall we end the session? Shall I end the session?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna.